Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. At the Hypergamous Journey, we give dating advice for women 55 and older, and movie reviews, book reviews, but lately I haven't been doing so much of that. Anyway, I have a book for you, Getting to I Do by Dr. Patricia Allen. I've talked about this book so many times. I love it. I love this book. So anyway, on page 128 is a section entitled How Men Fall in Love and How Women Share Love. Only a masculine man falls in love. A feminine woman doesn't. She must already be in love with herself. If a woman has been well loved by her father, she will be in love with herself. Then, when a man proposes to her, she will be able to consider how and what he can add, in italics, to her life. If she can do better by herself, she will say, "No, thank you." But if he can add to her life, she simply shares the love she has for herself with him, and he will make her life better for the sharing. When I read that, I said, aha, this is what Shira71, she has a channel called Shira71. This is what she says. This is what Mina Irfan of the Universe Guru says. And this is sort of what Crystalline Karazin of the Pink Pill says. These are all women that I follow, all women who have been on YouTube for at least 10 years individually, so collectively for at least 30 years. So you have 30 years of wisdom. Check out their channels. I will link their, put their links in the description box. So this is a woman, Dr. Patricia Allen is 85, 86, almost 90. She's still alive. She has a podcast that comes on LA Talk Radio. So this woman wrote this in 1991 or so, and she's 85. And, you know, these women are in their 40s. So she was in her 50s, 40s, or 40s when they were born. And she said this 25 years ago. So let me continue reading. It said, we have to think about what will the man add to our life. And if she can do better by herself, she will say, no, thank you. How about that? Saying no, thank you, because you can do better by yourself. So men ask me, well, why didn't you marry? Why didn't you marry? And I would just say, I don't know, because it's just easy to say, I don't know. But I've given it some thought. I've done some inner work. I've gone to therapy. And the fact is that nobody really offered me made a better offer because I could do it by myself. So I said, no, thank you, because they weren't really adding to anything. They didn't make more than me. I couldn't stay home and raise my babies. I don't have children, by the way. So I couldn't do any of that. So I said, no, thank you. And I was in my masculine energy. So I was in my masculine energy. I just learned that 3 years ago. So let me continue. Still on page 128, How Men Fall in Love and How Women Share Love. A man cannot fall in love with a woman who is not already in love with herself. A woman who loves a man better than herself risks an addictive obsession in which she loses herself completely in service of his narcissistic ego. This is the woman who will do anything for a man. Now, I wasn't one of those women who would do anything for a man. I had my limits. I had my limits. It's like, I'm not going to do anything for you. A man projects a virtuous image on the woman he wants to marry. When a woman falls from grace and gives a man casual sex, that man can no longer marry her. If I can get it cheap, other men will too, is the way men think. Men want to be married to women they can predict will not have sex with other men. The reason men fall in love with the ideal part of a woman is because they have a natural craving to raise their own spiritual standard. This is deep stuff right here. When a man falls in love, he is wishing and striving to be a better man. You hear the phrase, a man is a man until he meets a lady, then he becomes a gentleman. The lady sets a standard that requires but does not demand him to become a gentleman and to cherish her. That's what I want for myself. That's why I have standards that some people feel are petty and unnecessary, like wanting him to leave a message when he calls me, wanting him to telephone for the date rather than text messaging me, not accepting last minute dates when we're getting to know each other in the beginning. It doesn't make me feel good to have to rush to get dressed and have all of that. So I have standards that I apply across the board. I don't have a different standard for this guy because he's black and a different standard for that guy because he's white, or a different standard for that guy because he's, Spanish speaking. I don't have any of that. It's all the same. Leave a damn message. Don't text me all the time. Good morning, baby, darling, love you, honey, sweetheart, beautiful, pretty, whatever the heck they call those tears of endearment. I don't care about them. Be consistent. Ask me out. Act like you're glad to see me and excited about seeing me, because I'm excited about seeing you and you're going to know it. Anyway. Men who want to marry will wait for committed sex. SEX, sorry. He can only fall in love with her level of virtue, that part of her that can say no to casual sex, no to loans, and no to moving in without engagement. I remember when I was in my 20s, I think that's when that living together thing really became popular, when I was in my 20s. And I was just intuitively, inherently knew that that was something I did not want to do. And I wanted to be married. So I did give it a try for like 3 months in my 20s. And then I was like, get out. This is my place. Go get your own place. This is my place. So this section of Getting to I Do is very, very interesting. I highly recommend that you read this book, that you study it, because this woman knows what she's talking about. I've been dating for 40 years, and dating, the method of us meeting people has changed, but men have not changed. Women have not changed. In terms of who we are inherently in our DNA, how we were born, that stuff has not changed. When a masculine man does not surrender, and when a masculine man does surrender and marries, he puts up his money and status and takes on the responsibility not only of his woman, but of everybody she loves. Remember, a good beginning almost always guarantees a good ending. To me, this section right here on how men fall in love and how women share love, it's really, really, really part of the core of relationships in the beginning. And I firmly believe that if women would stop having casual sex and moving in with men without a commitment, we can make some headway in how they perceive us and begin to turn things around one by one woman by one woman, to where men value us and what we bring. And a man values you when he wants to make a commitment to you. Now, I know that because of our demographic, we're on the mature side. Many of us don't want to get married again. I mean, I do, because I've never been, but many of you don't want to get married again. I understand. But you also, if you're watching this channel, you want a romantic, committed relationship. And it's the same thing. The principle is the same, except you're not walking down the aisle. But the principle is still the same. The casual sex, no thank you. And getting to I do, she tells you how to nicely, politely, wonderfully say no to casual sex. And she has scripts in here that help you, that gives you the language on what to say. I found it very, very helpful, and I use it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and the journals. Check them out. See you in the next video. Bye.